Hi everyone, welcome to a new video, this time on the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2, where we'll be trying to make sense of the love hexagon that revolves around the central couple Dayna and Magan and see what we can learn from what happened. So first, disclaimers, spoiler alert, I've seen the whole season and we'll be talking about it. I understand that it's an edited show. I am only analyzing the characters portrayed. I also believe that people can grow and change. This analysis is for our own learning and reflection only. Please do not use what I say to bother the cast. So for those of you who've never seen the show, the ultimatum involves couples that are all at an impasse, where one partner is more ready for long-term commitment than the other.
I'm very ready to get married and my partner is not, so I'm open to seeing how someone else can show that they are willing to choose me 100%.
So in the name of helping them figure things out, all the couples break up temporarily, they speed date each other, and then they choose a trial marriage partner to live with for 3 weeks before returning to their original partner for another 3 weeks. And at the end, they have to decide whether to get engaged or break up and move on with everything that they've learned from this experience. So during the partner swapping phase, Dayna and Mel bonded over a sense of shared emotional complexity.
Mel is short for obviously Melissa, but also melodrama, because I'm just so dramatic all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a realist. Like, I'll be like, you know,
Same.
I'm so like real about everything.
I feel like you remind me of myself.
They both feel misunderstood, that the world sees them both as difficult and negative, and they shared in that identity and darkness, which they are both pretty proud of.
Magan is happy to make everyone else happy, and Mel's more like me. We are stubborn.
And you don't think of me as negative for being like that. And that was something my ex and I struggled with. When I thought I was being real, she would feel I'm being negative, and it kind of hurt me to hear.
In terms of personality types, Dayna and Mel are a very high chemistry pair, meaning that they do not share a single cognitive function and none of their complementary functions are at the same level. The high chemistry dynamic is what we typically think of as romance. The sudden rush of attraction, the high confusion, thinking we're the same when we're actually very different.
You guys know I've been close to very few people in my life, and with Mel, the way that I was able to get so close to her so fast is like still like mind-blowing to me.
And having opposite complementary functions means that they are able to fulfill each other's needs, but being at different levels means that there is a lack of consistency in that fulfillment. They cannot be who they need each other to be 24/7. Dayna's low FI introverted feeling is drawn to Mel's dominant FE extroverted feeling. FI is a function of emotional self-expression, and Mel's FE is good at opening up this FI, creating a safe space for Dayna to express.
Whatever capacity it is, I just need her in my life. I haven't had like the safe space that she's given me in so long. She is just so there. I don't even know how to like ever like repay her.
Mel's position of FE is also higher than Magan's, meaning that Mel takes less energy than Magan to use this function, thus more able to fulfill Dayna's needs, especially when Dayna's FI is in the lowest position called the inferior, which can be a very reluctant place.
I feel like you understand me. I can be who I am around you. I'm not scared of judgment. I do hate being vulnerable, and I feel like you have pushed me into that probably more than I let most people.
Mel also has SI introverted sensing as a hero function, the top function, so she offers a very calming, grounding presence for Dayna. SI tends to be more passive, allowing space for Dayna to act at her own pace with SE extroverted sensing. This is compared to Magan, who has SE as the top position, higher than Dayna's, so Magan can often overrule or overpower Dayna if they are not aligned. Meanwhile, Mel is drawn to Dayna's lower FI and SE, where she initiates and is very direct with expressing her feelings and making a claim on Mel.
And I'm like, well, I'm into this person, but I don't know if they're into me. I'm gonna just do that up until the choice.
So I'm into you.
Okay, straightforward.
The functions SI and FE love people passionately fighting for them. Their passive nature forms a chase.
How can you not talk to me? When we're in these settings, you definitely behave differently than when we're alone. You act like you don't know me. You pissed me off.
I don't mean it. I really don't. I apologize.
However, Dayna's SE and FI are in the lower positions, so she needs to expend more energy to pursue Mel and even more so to express her feelings. Hence, Dayna's later demand to be pursued in return.
I need to see you work for me. I still haven't seen it. And that freaks me out.
I get it.
Don't waste my time.
Bro.
I will run your food truck into the river.
Okay.
I think Mel was also very drawn to Dayna's ability to read straight through her and call her out.
You don't struggle with the fact that you're an ultimatum giver and I'm a receiver? I don't?
No, because I think that you want to be married.
What makes you think that?
Because you want the same things that I want. You do want security.
I do.
You do want to feel like someone's going to choose you every time, no matter what, always.
Mel has NE, extroverted intuition, as the lowest function, the inferior, so she'll love pondering the deeper meanings of things, but NE is a sort of non-committal function where all the possibilities seem equally likely. And if NE is in the inferior position, then it can stress over not knowing which possibility or meaning is the most likely. Whereas Dayna has the complementary function NI, introverted intuition, as a dominant function. NI is a style of intuition that comes with an unexplained sense of certainty, and intuition and dominant types are able to quickly draw connections and project with good accuracy without needing much concrete evidence.
I don't want marriage and I don't want kids.
I think that you don't actually not want the things you say you don't want, you just are scared. Makes me sad, though.
Here, Dayna's read on Mel actually opened her up to reveal something that she's never shared with anyone, not even her original partner, Marie.
I got diagnosed with everything I got diagnosed with. They told me I couldn't have kids. And so I kind of thought to myself, well, I didn't really want this anyway, so like, what does it really matter to me?
Does your ex know this?
Nobody knows it, Dayna.
Oh my God.
NI is a function that sees all the options and leans towards one. Dayna also has TE, extroverted thinking, which can confidently draw conclusions and box things. So together, Dayna is able to help Mel conclude things with a level of certainty that oddly reassures Mel because it's so accurate to how Mel internally feels.
Has your mind changed about anything?
I think that I'm more open to the idea of possibly getting married.
Mm-hmm. What at all has changed for you, though?
If I really had someone who like truly just understood me and saw me and heard me, why wouldn't I want to be with them forever? So
yeah.
I feel Mel talks such a good game of being kind of dark, rebellious, unconventional. And it's not necessarily that that's untrue, but I also think she's not fully those qualities that she claims to be. I felt that Mel was kind of latching onto Dayna's fiery personality in order to live vicariously through her.
So I feel bad because I feel like I'm like being a bad influence on you right now.
I'm a writer.
You are a writer.
Dayna. We'll make all the bad decisions together.
We do.
And then regret it later.
Yeah.
Mel wants to be like Dayna. Being with Dayna validates her darker, rebellious, unconventional side, which Mel sees as a strength.
I felt like at points, like with Dayna, it would be like, well, who can be stupider? Like, who can make the worst decision? And I think that that was like the epitome of like, not the bad sides of us, but just the irresponsible sides of us that were just like hyping each other up.
However, I think in reality, it's all just a defense mechanism to avoid being vulnerable. And Dayna actually sees through this because Dayna herself has the same insecurities.
No, most people like, my parents had a great marriage. Like, I just like want the same thing they had. Like, I never had that. I had to decide how I wanted to create my vision of marriage on my own. And I feel like you just don't have the like will to do the same. But I think you want the same things that I want.
Don't bring me into this.
You just haven't sat down and been like, how can I have something that I want in my way, though?
And if you look at the actual choices that Mel has made, she is actually very compliant and people-pleasing, not that dark, rebellious, or unconventional.
Can you believe yesterday was our 4 years? No shit. 4 years. 4 years.
Firstly, Mel has been with her original partner Marie in a 4-year relationship by this point. Someone who wants all the conventional things.
Is that why this is so important to you?
For sure.
That you have the title and...
For sure. I want to start a family and have that finality of it all.
Mel also ends up doing what everyone else wants towards the end of this process. For example, she leaves herself available to Dayna as Dayna instructs her to.
You were supposed to be dealing with Marie. I was supposed to be dealing with Magan. We can deal with our shit when we have the time, because we may not even end up with these people.
And she also proposes to Marie at the very end because that's what Marie wants.
I got Marie a ring.
Who are you doing it for?
For her, because it's what she wants.
You don't marry somebody because they want to marry you. You marry somebody because you want to marry them.
Unfortunately, Mel has been through a lot of chaos, abandonment, and misfortune in her youth.
I struggle to see myself in a very long-term, committed relationship. I've never seen a happy married couple in my immediate life. I've never had just like a role model.
And her coping defense mechanism against feeling hurt and disappointment is to form her identity around her bad experiences and embody her trauma.
My life has always been chaotic, and that's what I'm used to. So it's not that I don't think I deserve safe and stable, it's just I don't know if that's what I want, truly.
Mel tells herself, I want chaos, I don't want safety, I didn't want children anyway, in order to regain a sense of control and certainty, but ironically via chaos, which is what she's familiar with. Mel has SI introverted sensing as the top function, and SI is a style of intuition which tends to assume what's happened before will likely happen again, that her past would predict/dictate her future.
I don't want marriage and I don't want kids. I have a really big fear of just fucking it all up. When I grew up, I didn't really see around me like a successful, happy marriage. I had 4 different women in my life that I called mom, and as soon as the relationship ended or something went wrong, they were never heard from again.
And a lot of SI dominant types think they are future-minded because SI looks for predictability. It references past patterns in order to predict the future. And it's not that they are not future-minded, but there is a risk of projecting their past into their future, not allowing for new things and new patterns to happen.
And you say that you don't see marriage as something that ends up well. Maybe you could be the first.
Hi, quick break to say that if you wanted us to analyze your personality type and make sense of your relationships, communication, and decision-making, then please find booking details in the description box below. So while Dayna and Mel bonded over their complexities, I think Magan and Haley bonded over their emotional stability.
Me and my ex are total opposites. In every way, we would always just be like, yeah, like that's like the fun is that we challenge each other. Living with Magan, it's been a very different experience to not have that baseline conflict. It's been so freaking easy.
Personality type-wise, Magan and Haley are actually very compatible, as well as having a good level of chemistry.
We almost always are agreeing on the same thing right away. Even things as simple as keeping the house a certain way. Like Magan will take the trash out and I'll have the bag in and the trash put away by the time she comes back. Like it's just like we bounce off of each other in that way.
As individuals, Magan and Haley are also very similar in their formative experiences, values, and lifestyles.
In high school and college, I didn't have like a ton of big dating experience.
I feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
Like to a T.
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer.
I think the majority of my life, I'm very go with the flow, but there are some things that I'm just like, I want done a certain way.
I'm like the same way.
Comparing Dayna versus Haley, even though they both have TE and FI in the same positions, Haley having SI introverted sensing versus Dayna's SE extroverted sensing makes Haley a much more mellow, poised, and calmer person, which I think for Magan was a welcome respite in the emotional turmoil that is this show.
I've emotionally cried. I'm feeling kind of sad. Dayna and Mel are flirting, so it's very triggering.
Haley had also reassured Magan of her pure intentions at the start of this process, that Haley was here for growth and self-development, versus Magan at that point not knowing whether she can trust Dayna's intentions and loyalty.
I'm just scared of like the non-genuine stuff from people.
And I feel like it's because you're probably very loyal, and that's like how I feel, and that's where I feel like I've really connected with you on that, where I'm like, there are so many different things to get out of this experience. I see us making a lot of growth in that way without having to muddy any other boundaries and like no expectation in any other way.
I think Haley also liked Magan because Magan was more dominant. Having SI, Haley would enjoy Magan's SE, the tendency to initiate and take the lead, especially physically. And I think Haley enjoyed not having to be the dominant partner for a change.
Is your ex mask? No. Wow.
Yeah, they're a fun couple.
Interesting.
How is that different now dating a masculine lesbian?
In my relationship, I am the more dominant person.
Oh,
I'm the person that's like the leader in holding hands.
We hold hands, guys.
At one point she was like, you got to put your hand on the back. And I was like, oh, okay.
Haley's original partner, Pilar, and Magan also happened to have the same struggles with family and not being accepted for their sexual orientation.
Like, I just feel like I'm constantly trying to please everyone. I'm trying to please my partner, trying to please my family.
No, yeah. And
it's like, what do you do?
Took me 8 years to come out to my family. It's been like 3 years now where they haven't spoken to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think for a long time, I wasn't taking myself seriously. So my family wasn't taking me seriously.
Thus, being with Magan is like being with a version of Pilar who was willing to accept Haley's help.
I think they will take you seriously. I think that now I see how much like your confidence has grown and like your confidence in yourself.
Thank you.
Although Magan and Haley's initial intentions at the start of this process were pretty clear-cut and with good set boundaries, Magan decided to abandon these and take her relationship to the next level with Haley after Dayna's perceived betrayal.
For me, when I see Dayna and she can't even like look at me, you know, if my partner can't acknowledge me, I'm not gonna sit there and run after this person like a puppy dog. As important as it is to like have conversations and check in, I think it's also important to have sex.
So I feel a lot of the drama had stemmed from Dayna and her attitudes and behavior in this process. So first, let's talk about the matching tattoos.
I know it's probably not the best idea, but I'm not really like a good idea type of person. Magan, we've talked about getting matching tattoos, so she's not gonna be happy at all, but I don't care.
Dayna has the function SE, extrovert sensing, in the child position. SE child is playful with sensory experiences and loves being spontaneous in the moment. But in this case, it comes off as reckless and oblivious to how the experience and her actions would be interpreted.
We said that if we made it out of here together, we would get matching tattoos. You want to get matching tattoos with Mel? You break my fucking heart!
Dayna also has SI as a blind spot, and this manifests in two ways. One, SI is the function that makes references to their past in order to interpret things. So if you have SI blind spot, this means that relative to everyone else, they do not have the burden of memory. Once the moment is over and a new experience, person, or stage of life happens, their mind moves on completely.
I forgot how cared for I felt by you. I forgot how real everything was. And it made me realize maybe you didn't forget as much as I did.
Two, SI is the awareness of social norms, appropriateness, and the meaning of certain social gestures.
I think the fact that they're matching for us was kind of like, I'll always be in your life, you'll always be in my life.
Being SI blind means there is a relative disregard for such things, to not hold certain social norms and values as sacred. To Dayna, the matching tattoos were a spur-of-the-moment rebellion, something fun to maybe lighten the mood, expression of feeling, and perhaps a total memory to remember Mel by, because maybe she knows her own tendencies to forget. But then she fails to comprehend what a middle finger gesture that is to her original partner, Magan.
You're off getting matching tattoos with somebody that we said we would get together. So it's like, now we have no sacredness together. Now I feel like anybody can have what I have with you. And that
Really?
Yes, absolutely, Dayna. There's a level of consideration that you should have, and you cross the line multiple times.
Dayna also operated on a lot of double standards. For example, she was outraged when Magan had formed an emotional and sexual relationship with Haley.
You didn't have to go have sexual relationships with someone else. You just threw it all away and effed off and didn't care that like you had committed to an experience that involved a 3-week span of time with me after this. You opened your heart to someone. Actually, the worst part. It makes me so sad. It was a test and you failed.
But refuses to be held accountable when Dayna herself wronged Magan in the exact same way with Mel.
I guess like I'm kind of confused because it's like you had sexual stuff with Mel. You had an emotional connection with Mel too.
But it was not sexual like you. Kissing and stuff is not like, it's not like that. It was a comfort thing. Less than a it's just different.
Another example is that Dayna demanded loyalty from everyone without offering it herself.
I need surety that you're not gonna turn your back on me, give up on us, like you're riding for me no matter what's going on because you know who I am and you know what we have.
After the trial marriage phase, Dayna got Magan to break it off 100% with Haley.
You still have doubts or confusion around Haley. I don't like that you can tell me one day you want to marry me and then I ask you that and you act like that.
I made certain promises that I shouldn't have made. I love you for everything that we've gone through, but I'm not in love with you.
Yet Dayna herself continued to string Mel along.
What are we doing? Why are we even trying?
What we had was very special. You're always gonna be part of me. That's exactly why we got these fucking tattoos.
Dayna encouraged Mel to have patience and wait on her while she figures whether she's going to stay with Magan.
Oh, you don't have any patience. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry if this relationship isn't worth the patience, then you can just say that now. We can close the door. I'm sorry, I'm just not going for this act. So like, I'm gonna like give you a second to drop it.
Meanwhile, Dayna also expected Mel to give her the same amount of attention and affection whenever Dayna wanted.
How are you?
I feel like you're being so weird towards me.
I'm not being any type of way.
I want you to be you right now. You're treating me right now how you treat them. Don't talk to me like that.
And even after, at the end, when Dayna ultimately chooses Magan,
there's something there. We have a connection. But I don't have the capacity to open my heart to somebody else when I am in love with somebody else.
she still demanded a friendship out of Mel, someone whose heart she just broke.
I'm just gonna take this as this could be the last time we talk to each other.
You don't want a friendship with me?
No.
What made you come to that?
I'm not saying that to hurt you.
I don't think you're trying to hurt me, but I just think you're a liar.
I think Dayna might have also made Mel keep their sexual relationship a secret so as to protect her own relationship with Magan, but consequently invalidating Mel's whole experience in the show.
So, Mel, by definition, did you have sex with Dayna?
By whose definition?
Your definition.
In terms of personality type, the lower the cognitive function in our stack, the more time and energy it requires to process. FI, introverted feeling, deals with our inner emotions and personal values and preferences. FI is, what do I feel? What do I like? What do I not like? And FI inferior, in the lowest position, can take a long time to process and sort out what they're feeling.
I don't process things quickly. I have to think and feel things to really figure out like where I'm at with them and understand them. And I finally let that hit me.
As a result, some of them try to keep their options open in dating and relationships in order to buy themselves more time to figure out how they feel about each potential partner.
There is a connection between us. We want to be in each other's lives.
Right.
But the problem is you want answers that I can't really give you because there's so much unknown still.
Yeah.
FI, introverted feeling, relates to inner emotions, personal values, and the lower the position the FI, the closer the emotions feel to their core, their unconscious, making negative emotions extremely unbearable.
Magan knows how much it takes for me to like ask for help or like fall apart. I don't do that shit.
Please, Mom, I can't breathe. I need you to come down here. Please, I'm gonna lose my mind. I need you.
Thus, types with low FI can be fiercely protective of their own feelings, doing everything they can to never feel bad and never feel bad about themselves. Our inferior functions can be quite an on and off switch, so FI inferior flips between ignoring their own feelings and being fiercely selfish with their feelings.
Magan, she's my whole existence and like being, but I can't live without Mel either. So I don't really know what to do, and I know it sounds so selfish.
Such as Dayna expressing to Marie, Mel's original partner, how much Dayna needs Mel in her life.
Whatever capacity it is, I just need her in my life.
If she's gonna come back to me and she says, I'm in love with Dayna, okay, I can't do anything about that, but that's not a conversation you and I are going to have.
As for Magan, when she spent 3 weeks with Haley, she thought she had fallen in love with Haley.
I'm in love with Haley.
Oh my God. Have you told her that?
Yeah.
Has she told you that?
And her quickly backtracking these feelings once she was back with Dayna could be explained by the functions in her personality type.
We see Magan and Dayna, and it's the first time that I'm seeing Magan in public. Magan didn't even look at me. And then Magan was like, hey, I think that we need to like cut all contact. Not a good feeling.
Magan has TI introverted thinking as a dominant function. TI is capable of compartmentalizing feelings and scenarios according to what their objectives are.
I didn't come here to run off in the sunset with anybody else. I came here to supplement my own relationship.
Thus, I think Magan had compartmentalized the two phases of this experiment, her child marriage with Haley versus that with Dayna. And she was singularly loyal to whoever she was with or she was assigned to for each 3-week period. When she lived with Haley, Magan took Haley's perspective that Dayna was in the wrong.
It's always the person that is mistreating the other one that speaks the loudest.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was like, you're not gonna say to my wife.
Period. Period. Tell her, child wife, tell her. No.
And when she lived with Dayna, she took Dayna's narrative that Haley was in the wrong.
She's playing games, bro.
And if there's anything to be in the future with us being in each other's lives as friends, then I feel like you owe her an apology.
What Magan feels at the time reflects who she had spent most time with, FE, extroverted feeling, and who she's with in the moment, SE, extroverted sensing.
I think that it's really clear in the way that Magan is talking now that these are words that Dayna wants me to hear, not that Magan wants me to hear.
Overall, once Magan and Dayna moved forward in the process and returned to each other, they were both quick to drop their child marriage partners, whereas it was Haley and Mel who struggled to move on. And I think this reflects the difference between the functions SI introverted sensing and SE extroverted sensing. SE is a function that constantly moves forward on the timeline. That's the comfort space. SE does not tend to look back once things are bygones, especially in the optimistic positions SE hero and SE child.
I haven't really thought about our time, I guess like the way it was between us in a while. I forgot how cared for I felt by you.
Whereas SI is a post-processing function. SI needs time after the fact to chew on their experiences, and they also tend to reflect on their past more in order to interpret the present and the future. Thus, SI tends to not forget. Memories linger.
So you spend 3 weeks with someone and develop feelings for them, and then you're not allowed to talk to them. That is confusing. There is inherently unfinished business.
Personally, I think Haley was very badly betrayed by Magan in this process.
Did I say I was in love with you? I said verbatim.
Multiple times. And when you said it, you looked me in my eyes and you said, I am now realizing I am in love with you. And I said, I am in love with you back.
You're making me feel like I'm freaking crazy, Haley.
You're making me feel like I'm crazy.
FI inferior does not give their hearts out that easily, and SI still remembers and references the past 3 weeks they've shared. Magan had leaned on Haley so much when she felt abandoned by Dayna, then immediately drops Haley when Dayna wants her back.
How much Dayna not prioritizing you and not acknowledging you in public, that was the thing that hurt you the most.
It hurt me not to say hi to you, but like it was a choice that I had to make. It was either Haley or Dayna, and I chose Dayna.
Magan would not have made those breakthroughs with her confidence and identity without Haley's help. She was only moving forward with Dayna because of Haley's support.
It's heartbreaking. It's like one of the first times in my life to feel understood. I've never experienced this type of life with somebody. I'm a brand new person from it, and I feel like my life is just getting started.
I'm not saying that Magan should have left Dayna for Haley or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that there's a lack of gratefulness and respect for someone who was there and helped you at your lowest point. The general feeling I had after watching Magan and Dayna was that I was watching two alphas clash and make up, and the subsequent collateral damage they caused to those they used as rebounds.
Like, you fucked around on this trip. I cannot be there for you. I'm sorry.
Where's the proof? And then your little friend here rolled with that too.
My little friend here?
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Haley, you went up to Marie and told Marie that you have proof that me and Mel are fucking pleased.
I did not say that.
Now.
And the reason why I call them alphas is because they can wrong you, but don't you dare wrong them.
You think that you can treat people however you want, and then when you're not treated the way you want, then you want to play the sympathy card?
Haley and I hooked up.
Wow, do you have some nerve? The amount of judgment you passed on me, no wonder you fucking hate me. You've been trying to hate me, so you feel better about your fucking self.
They can pick up and drop you when it suits them, and they don't feel they have to be held accountable for their actions and misjudgments.
It's hard to know that you put your trust in someone that was so willing to put our relationship in peril just to make her ex jealous.
I agree.
And I think as another point, a lot of unnecessary emotional damage is done because people don't know how to end things peacefully and amicably. People would rather smash the relationship into pieces in order to justify an end and walk away guilt-free. They would rather avoid the sad goodbyes than be vulnerable and own up to the parts that they have played towards the end. If we then look at the two couples, which I felt were collateral damage to Dayna and Magan's drama, I think Haley and Pilar still had a good outcome versus Mel and Marie because Haley and Pilar fully committed to the spirit of this process in terms of self-exploration and examination, not driven by ego.
And if I was an outside perspective and I was watching us, I'd be like, that couple is fucked.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, it feels like the messiest.
Us?
Both of us. Like me and the Kyle situation, and then you and Magan, I'm like, there's no way they're leaving this together.
Firstly, Haley confessed how far she went with Magan to Pilar, giving Pilar all the information necessary for her to make an informed choice for herself.
And we did decide to cross that line. Do you love her?
Then I think Pilar's forgiveness really led them to have a vulnerable, honest conversation with each other.
I feel I did this.
You did this?
Yeah. Like, what if I had proposed to you and if I had made you feel seen and heard?
They both genuinely explored the reasons behind their problems, taking accountability, and having empathy for one another.
Because now Magan has completely backtracked. I feel stupid. I feel like, what was I thinking? And like, obviously, like, I love Pilar so much that, like, I can't believe I did it to her.
I felt they were also very selfless with one another. They gave each other space to have and express feelings that might be hurtful for the other person to hear.
I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you to choose me. I can't tell you what happened with you and Magan. That's only for you. And like me trying to give my opinion or tell you how to feel is me trying to control it and make myself feel better. And I can't do that. That's going to push you away.
Pilar and Haley didn't engage in any deceit or manipulation, neither of them became defensive, and they constantly reassured each other of their love.
But I still love you unconditionally.
You're in love with someone else now.
But that doesn't detract from our love. I know that that's hard to hear. This is not what I expected, but it would be inauthentic and it would be lying to you if I didn't share that experience with you.
I know.
They were two people who treated each other as individuals who are allowed to have their own thoughts and feelings.
I don't want you to be with me because you're like, this is all I've known for 10 years. If you genuinely feel like you felt something that you haven't, like, I encourage you to do that because I love you. And like, in the end, it's not us. So be it, but like, I really do believe in us.
Pilar and Haley made it safe for each other to be real and vulnerable and genuinely figuring out their issues together.
I'm like finding myself so grateful for like what we have and what we've built. It's taken a lot of work on both of our part to not like fall into old habits of, you know, me wanting to shut down, you wanting to run away.
This is what I think makes a solid relationship, a foundation of friendship. Personality type-wise, I think Pilar was able to forgive and be understanding in the aftermath of Haley's affair with Magan because her NE extroverted intuition function was able to see the bigger picture, the deeper meaning and reasons that got their relationship to this point.
The people that brought me into this world are fucking ashamed of me. Nothing I do is enough because I'm with a woman. It's like my self-worth is nothing. I feel like it's affected our relationship because I've neglected you. Because I've been so focused on making myself feel better that I've pushed you away, and I see that.
TI introverted thinking makes Pilar a problem solver, a very solutions-oriented person, and she decided that the constructive thing to do here was to understand herself and Haley better and salvage the relationship if possible.
I'm realizing the more I take myself out of it, that like we're able to come to like such better resolve and understanding like so much faster. We're human. I don't fault you for that.
NE hero is good at finding new ways of thinking about things or new meaning for what's happened.
I learned so much about myself from this experience to find my voice, to stick up for myself, to be patient, to be understanding. And if I walk out alone, at least I'm whole and I'm proud and I'm a better person, and I can't be sad about that.
Meanwhile, Mel and Marie were both dishonest in their different ways. Mel was never honest about the full extent of her relationship with Dayna.
And we've teetered the line of could it be, could it not, and we never went there because we love our partner so much.
You teetered the line.
And Mel also didn't end the relationship with Marie when she knew full well that they wanted different things in life.
I got Marie a ring.
Who are you doing it for?
For her, because it's what she wants.
She also should have ended their relationship because by then her heart was really with Dayna.
You don't know that I love you. You don't know that I want this. Like, I know you want me, so then why the fuck you act like you don't?
I finally met someone who like makes me feel less fucking crazy, more than my partner who's made me feel fucking insane for 4 fucking years. So, like, what are we doing?
Instead, Mel proposed to Marie in a half-casual way after she realized that Dayna was not going to commit to her.
You always said you're the most simple person and you don't need anything insane or crazy. I got you this. Ring pop.
A sour one, no less.
In the end, Mel put the burden on Marie to end their relationship.
The question was, what happened with us?
Oh, you didn't want to be with me anymore?
I mean, I broke up with her, ironically enough, before the episodes aired. How embarrassing would that have been?
Marie, on the other hand, was dishonest with herself.
I would like to be married. I want a family. Marry me, or I move on.
Marie clearly wanted marriage, a family the whole time, But once there was a risk that Mel would walk away, she talked herself into abandoning her own needs and wants in order to eliminate every reason for Mel to leave.
My perspective on family has changed drastically. Family is a construct, and it's about like what you make of it. And it's not like I'm giving up something. There are so many other things in me that feels like I'm being filled. Yeah.
From my general observation, personality type same as Marie's has a tendency towards so-called toxic positivity, where they're being positive and optimistic in order to avoid leaving a bad situation that they're not ready to leave. NE extroverted intuition in the child position finds relief in being optimistic for all the possibilities and potential. The motto is, who knows what can happen, and that's a good thing.
The second you fully trust, love, and care about someone, what does that set you up for?
It sets you up for unconditional love, for great Christmases, great memories, best half birthdays. It sets you up for a lifetime.
In addition, SI in the parent position can be very protective of their own experiences and their perception of events. They can be avoidant of experiences that they don't want and have a tendency to build their own bubble of perception in order to protect themselves from reality.
So I'm asking you, have you guys fucked? Are you lying?
For example, at the time, Marie decided to believe Mel about not having sex with Dayna, despite all the evidence pointing towards it.
And all there's been was sex playlists. You have one private playlist that you guys created together, and you took all of the songs that you created for me, and you put that on your playlist together.
Instead, Marie chose to shoot the messenger, Haley.
I've heard that they've been much more romantically involved than they're letting on.
Tonight was really hard. I'm very disappointed in Haley. I know that you and Dayna are not the bad guys, and I believe you. I trust you.
So these functions together, SI and NE in these positions, can become dysfunctional in a toxic positivity loop, where NE child is being super optimistic with all the possible potential of a situation in order to keep SI parent in their bubble at the sacrifice of reality.
It makes me sad. Even hearing you say that, it's always like you putting us before you. It's almost like you're just willing to accept whatever.
I don't feel like I'm putting myself any less, though. I really don't.
I trust you then if that's what you're saying.
I'm yeah, I don't feel like I am at all.
When the truth is, Marie's intuition kind of knew the reality all along.
Did you and Mel hook up? This is between me and Mel and whoever we share our personal lives with. We did not have sex. I will leave it at that. Things happen between us, and if they would like to get into it, they're welcome to. Me and Magan have had our own conversations. Everyone else, mind your fucking business.
Thank you so much for making to the end of this video. It took a while to make this one because there were so many moving parts and people involved. So thank you so much for your patience. If you found it helpful and interesting, then please do like, subscribe, and share to support this channel. I've developed my own methods of interpreting personality types. If you would like us to analyze your personality type and try to make sense of your relationships, communication, and decision making, then please find booking details in the description box below.